Hi, this is Suzanne in Ohio. I have something I'd like to share with you today. It's about making images out of any old textiles that you have. And I'm here to show you what I've done. I have been inspired by other YouTube videos and got to thinking about the tremendous amount of old textiles that I have. And the reason I have so many is I have a wonderful thrift store close to me. It's run by the Mennonite community, and all their proceeds go to missions. And the community is very supportive of that thrift store, and they give lots of good donations. So I always scour the textiles, and I have for years, so I have quite a collection. I also have one main rule for everything that I do in all my crafting and creating, and that is something has to go for the highest and best use. I'm careful about how I just use something, especially if it's a limited resource. But I have tons of textiles. So I have been pressing them, scanning images, and making files out of them, and I printed out several to see what I could do with them. So the things I'm going to show you today are journal pockets that I've made, and I wanted you to see what you could do if you have some old textiles. Alright, so the images, maybe I better show you images first. Alright, so here was a wonderful set of cross-stitch birds that I found at the thrift store. And let me bring it down a little bit. And I took them out of the frame, put them through the washing machine, and they came out pretty nice. And so I copied those, and that's what I made. Let's go down here, sorry. And you can see that this blue jay image is what I used on this journal pocket. So that's sort of how it went. But before I get into all that, let me tell you about handling the textiles. Here's what I've done. Of course, I wash everything. If it doesn't come out clean, I don't worry about it because I don't mind those little stains that talk about how old it really is and how it's been used. But after they're washed, I iron them, and some things have quite a lot of wrinkles in them. And so I have a product that I want to share with you. In case you're not a quilter or a sewer, this might be good information for you. This is called Mary Ellen's Best Press. It's just a spray solution. You can find it at any fabric or craft store, usually, especially a fabric store. I don't know what is in this stuff, but it can take out a wrinkle that even soaking in water cannot. And it says earth and people friendly, so I don't know. It could be nothing more than water and glycerin. I don't know. There's no ingredients listed on it, although a phone number if you want to call and see what's in it. But it really is fabulous. And so it comes in different colors, which just simply signifies that it has a fragrance. I have the scent free because I don't want that perfumey smell in my textiles. But if you have anything that you can't get a folded press out of or a wrinkle, and all it takes is a light spritz. Just spritz it lightly and then iron. You're going to be amazed. So that's how I pressed everything. Laid it on the scanner. You know the routine. Made an image and saved it in my file folders, of course. So today I wanted to play around with some of these, and since I had this set of 3 birds, I wanted to do all 3 of those at the same time, because you know what happens if you work on something on a different day. It might end up looking different because as the saying goes, your hand is different. So these are the 3 that I worked on today, and I'll explain each one of them to you. So this was the first one I did, and I'll hold it up so you can really get a good look at it. I hope you can. It is a pocket. Slip my hand right in here. And this is sort of like a little collage on the front. Very simple. Book page, distress stained around the edges, and some forefront embellishments just laid on there. Have a little bit of textile on this one. Some, you know what? Let me put the autofocus on. There you go. I've got some gauze, and up here's a little bit of tulle that has some shiny elements on it. Now these little elements that I added to it are my own artwork. If you watched my other videos, I told how I make a lot of things myself and then just make images of them. So there's the towhee, and that's what he is, a rufous-sided towhee, in case you're a bird lover. All right, and then this one was the blue jay. Now I had some images printed off from a long time ago that I found on the net, royalty-free images. So it's just a photograph of a bird bath, a bird book, and a bag of birdseed. And because the colors blue and orange are complementary, so I stuck that on there. And it's just a simple pocket. All right. And then the robin, here's how he started out. Here's how he ended up. I'm real happy with them. I think they're great. Now, I didn't do any distressing on the back because I'll just glue it down on a journal page anyway. Okay, so you can see simple folded pockets stitched along the sides and then embellished on the front. So I was real happy with those. So that's the set of 3 birds, and that's how they ended up. Okay, this was a dresser scarf, and the image was embroidered in all brown and kind of a cranberry color. So I just found a patterned paper that matched, and this is what I made. So if you look at it from the front this way, it's sort of like a tag, and I sewed the image on as a pocket. Sorry about that. I have to get used to this camera. This is an image of just white on white lace. So I made a tag out of it and put my little sayings on it. And on the back side, there's one. I had a tiny cross-stitch image of money plant. So because the colors and the woodland and that all went together. So you can see where I came up with that. So this large tag type of thing, you turn it over, and here's the same image again, only when I printed it, I also cut the edge of the lace, and I fussy cut it out so it would still be on there. I put a little homemade bird on there, and then stamp these things out, sing your own song, and woodland song. So you flip that open, and on the inside I put a little tiny 4 pages flipped for writing, and a tuck spot, and then another tag made out of that lace. Okay, so, and it just snaps back together with that little I don't know what you call that thing, but it sure works good. All right, so here's some other images that I have ready that I've printed out already, and I'll be doing something with them. So I will explain them to you, and then hopefully all this will give you some ideas. Now, whatever you have at home, you can use. Even a piece of an old quilt, lay it on your scanner and scan a portion of it. Old quilts, old pillowcases, dresser scarves, and this happens to be a tablecloth made for a card table. Now, some of you young ladies and young people are going to laugh, because why would you put a tablecloth on a card table? But back in the day, when people weren't running around, they would have company. I can remember my parents and myself even. We had lots of times that our relatives came over and would play cards. So you just should have a tablecloth on your card table. So this was hand done, and this was the corner of a tablecloth. So there you have it. And this is just a white on white. I don't know if you can see. You know, this lighting always fools me. Let's get the autofocus on there, and then maybe you can see it. I never know what to do. Go closer or get further away. Well, forget that. Anyways, here's, this was just a dresser scarf. And this was a tiny little thing, and people used to lay these on the arms of their chair or a very skinny side end table in the living room. But it was all hand embroidered and hand edged. Here was a cross stitch I found, and it was beautifully done. See, 1986, 86, 96, 2006, 2016, over 30 years old. Beautiful. So there you have it. And it just, I got this idea to lay it on a backing of lace, and that way if I wanted to use the lace, incorporate it in whatever I was doing, I could, or I could just cut it away because it was going to be paper anyway. So that's what I did. This was a dresser scarf. I like this one because it's just like a line drawing out of a coloring book. It's geraniums, pot of geraniums. Simple, bless this house. I have dozens of small little sayings that have just one flower on them or something. This one was my kitchen is seasoned with love. This was a dresser scarf right here, and I printed this one on thin paper. I thought I have a plan for that. That's why I did that. But now, I'm not criticizing whoever went on to glory who had done this embroidery, but it's terrible. But doesn't it look cute printed out on this piece of paper? Okay, so, and then they put that edging around, and then later on I'm going to go around and fussy cut all the way around all these. Okay, and this was a money plant, tiny little cross stitch. Here's, I think I showed you that one. My kitchen is seasoned with love. Here was the corner of a dresser scarf, and I'm in the process of waxing this. That's why it has this dark streak down it. But the embroidery was practically wore off. It has been washed so many times, and it's practically threadbare. But I couldn't bear to throw her away, and she's too frail to actually use the actual piece of fabric on anything. It's just going to rot away pretty soon. But she looks okay as an image. And then here's a smaller one of that lady and a larger one of that one. Okay, so just hope that spurs some ideas for you. Don't throw anything away. Don't pass anything up. If it has interest, there's some way you can copy it and use it. If you don't have any linens of your own and you would like some images to work with, I have posted at this point probably almost 100 different images on my Etsy site, which I will put the link below. So you could go there and just look. That might give you some ideas, and it'll jog your memory maybe of something you have at home in your own drawer. Or if not, you can purchase my images from my Etsy site. There's 5 to a set, so you really have to look through them in order to see what's in them. The first image that you will see in each set is only one of 5, so be sure and glance through, see if there's anything you can use. And thanks for inspiring me, YouTubers, and I hope I've inspired you. Please watch again.